Hey, hello everyone. Hello. Happy Monday afternoon. I'm actually going live in multiple places this afternoon, so let's see if I can make this happen. All right, hello. Hello, Instagram. Hello, Facebook. Thank you all for joining me today. If you're coming on today, I'm talking about intentionality and how it is the key to living your life on purpose. And I'm wanting this to be, it's my intention for this to be a discussion. So if you do catch this live, please say hello. Feel free to ask me some questions, to share comments about your experience with intention, and let's try to make this as functional and relatable to your real life circumstances as possible. So the reason I'm choosing this topic is because I feel like a lot of people have an awareness that intention is important. And they think about, am I going into this conversation or this business meeting or this relationship with intention? And what I would like to suggest, what I would like to propose is that you start looking at intentionality as a philosophy or even an entire approach to your life. And so I wanted to start this conversation by looking at the differences between having intention and living with a philosophy of intentionality. So what does that mean? If we start with intention, just the word intention, then it's really about being deliberate, right? Doing something on purpose. And yet the idea of intentionality as a philosophy expands that. It's really about having an approach to life that includes the quality of mental states, right? So what does that mean? That means your entire mental state or outlook, from your thoughts to your feelings, your beliefs, your hopes, your actions, all of those things, that entire state of being is directed towards an object or a goal or an aspect of your life, right? So often when I talk to people about intention, I can tell that they're looking at this word or this concept really just from the mindset of their thoughts. They're thinking about what intention might be or what their intention might be. But intentionality includes everything that happens from the point of your belief systems or your paradigm to the thoughts, feelings, perspective, actions that you take in regards to that particular topic, right? So it encompasses all of that. And for me, when I listen to people talk about their goals or maybe why they did or did not accomplish something in their life, it comes back to they had intention, but only this little particular aspect, right? They were only involving the intellectual piece, and they really weren't including their feelings or maybe even analyzing what beliefs they have around this particular topic or situation. And so the idea of having a philosophy of intentionality would mean that you expand your level of awareness to include all of those things. It would include paying attention to the feelings you actually have around this topic and choosing feelings with intention, right? Now, if we pause for a moment and think about that, a lot of people, their perception of feelings are that these are things that are just happening to them, right? So the idea of having intentionality with your feelings may be a new concept for you. Right? So that alone might be something that you have to do some inner reflection on. The idea here is, though, that we live on purpose, that we learn to be creators, manifestors, whatever word you're comfortable using. The idea is that you have an impact over the direction, the quality, and the results of your life. And that's really the difference between living on purpose and simply reacting to other things that are coming your way. So the approach of intentionality, the idea of having a philosophy of intentionality, would be comprehensive to all categories of your life. And that's another reason that I wanted to talk about this, is because I see a lot of people, they are intentional in specific areas, right? So maybe professionally speaking, you've had a lot of success and you're very intentional about, the clients you work with, or your approach to learning, your approach to staying ahead in your particular industry, and you've seen the trajectory of success in that area. Or sometimes people are very intentional about being a parent and what that means to them. And so they put time and energy and resources into expanding their skill set in that particular area, and they can see the direct correlation of results for them in that area. However, the other areas of their life, they may not have the same level of success that they're looking for, and yet there doesn't seem to be that level of awareness that, hey, I'm just not as intentional in that particular area. So again, going back to the idea of this intentionality as a philosophy would mean the quality of mental state, all the way from your thoughts, feelings, perspective, actions, beliefs, all of those things in every area of your life. It would really mean that you are exercising intentionality comprehensively, right? Which is something that, unless people have studied this idea, for the most part, I don't see people coming out of the gate being comprehensively intentional. And so I wanted to share with you a couple things that you could think about, some initial questions to ask yourself and to ponder, so that this concept can get you started, right? So it's really three things that I want to give you as takeaways. One, just sit and ask yourself, next time you have some time to meditate, or you're writing in your journal, or you want to go and go for a hike in the woods, just think about these things. One, what are some outcomes that you are currently looking to have in your life? So be very specific. Try to identify the categories or the areas of your life where you find yourself wanting or desiring more. And be specific. What are some outcomes that are really important for you to have in that particular area? Two, consider your current life phase. So where are you at right now in that particular category or area where you're looking to see changes? And the key to getting this one right, so to speak, is really how honest you can be with yourself. How objective can you be? And what I mean by that is most people are they're on either end of the spectrum, okay? So they're not objective at all. They're really harsh on themselves. They're constantly judging themselves. Their inner dialogue is very, very critical. That will not give you an accurate view of where you're at, right? It's going to have this critical bias, and it's going to give you an inaccurate perception of where you're really at in this phase of your life. Now, on the flip side of that, we also have people that their perspective of themselves is not very accurate either, but it's on the other hand, they really don't take responsibility for any of the outcomes in their life. So their perspective usually has this filter of bias in terms of resentment or blame, right? So there's always these reasons why, and usually those reasons have to do with anything external or outside of them, that they don't have the results they're looking for in this particular category or outcome. Now, I'm sharing that with you because the only way for intentionality to work is if you can be aware of the outcomes you desire. That was one. Two, if you can be honest and as accurately as possible identify your starting point. Identify this current phase of your life, right? And that means you can't be overly critical, and you cannot be blaming or lacking in taking accountability or responsibility for your part in where you're at. So once you've identified those two things, where are you at currently and what are your desired outcomes, then you can start looking at what next steps make the most sense in getting me from where I am to where I want to be. What is the next step? You see, often when people are thinking about intentionality or goal setting, we look at that long-term objective, right? And that's a piece to the puzzle. But what's really, really important once we've identified where we're at is what is the most helpful next step? So I do a lot of work in my business on clarity, confidence, and congruency, right? And those are the major milestones that will get you from wherever you are to where you want to be. And so what I've broken down for you today specifically around intentionality is just kind of like a little snippet of those things. It's just a little quick exercise that you can do with any topic in your life right now. And it's just, what are the desired outcomes that you'd like to have? What is the current phase of your life that you're in? And then what is the next best step for you? Now you can do those three things in all categories of your life. Your health goals, your business or professional goals, your financial goals, your relationship goals, whether that be family, friends, or romantic relationships. You can do that in regards to your mental well-being, your emotional well-being, your awareness of your vibrational state, right? You could do that in regards to your sense of spirituality. So any of the categories of your life, you can do those three things and it'll get you intentionally to that next step. So I hope that gave you something a little bit different to think about in regards to living on purpose and being intentional. As always, I'm happy to hear from you. I appreciate your feedback and I want you to let me know how I can help you. If you have topics that you would like to hear my perspective or my opinion on, you are welcome to email me at admin@onward-endeavors.com, and I'm happy to create videos, emails, any type of free content that I can to share with you my perspective on your questions or your topics. You're also welcome to go to the link on any of our pages, on any of our platforms, and schedule a free consult with me at any time. If there's anything else that I can do for you, please let me know, and have a great day. Thanks for joining me.